All right, so here we go. We're on day 33, I think, of the boost. Is that what it is? And I mean, we just got done with AMA, so I'm still kind of winded. Lots of things, including my Russia spy story. It's not really a story, but whatever, you can watch it. We're getting into VI customization, and this is an area that's covered by a lot of people, a lot of streamers, a lot of YouTubers. Everybody has a different way to do VI and Vim, and that's fine. And I am going to try hard to just stick with the pros of doing it the way I learned and was taught. And we're going to do that. And then on the very last day, we'll get into the NeoVim stuff. And unfortunately, we won't be able to invite many of the NeoVim people to the stream because of drama reasons on the Twitch channel, unfortunately. So I won't be able to have a balanced conversation about that. I really apologize for that. But I refuse to participate any further in the drama that's been happening there. So that's on the last day. So I don't want anybody to get the wrong impression. It's kind of a disclaimer as we go into this. I'm going to have some very strong opinions about progressive learning, progressive enhancement, that kind of idea. Progressive enhancement, by the way, means what? So let's jump right in with the first thing. The rule of progressive enhancement is, how's this going? Yeah. The rule of progressive enhancement means that you take whatever you have available to you and then you add on layers to it. And we've been talking about this a lot during the whole boost. And this is actually a great way for you to learn as anything. So you start with the minimum POSIX shell, for example, and then you layer bash on top of that. Maybe you layer Z shell or K shell. Don't learn Z shell, by the way. I'm telling you, it'll burn you. I just wrote a huge thing in a Zettelkasten about how Z shell mismanages your expectations and it gets you in trouble. So the point is that you're like layering stuff on top of each thing. And so we're going to start with VI, and we talked about it on the VI days when we did VI survival. So the next few days are going to be about VI configuration. And we're just going to start with our vimrc file, and we're just going to keep going on that. Okay. And so, yeah, I'm trying to think here. A lot of these things could probably be stuffed into a single day. So I haven't quite got the boost days down really well for that. We did all of our interactive bash, and we got our scripts collection done yesterday. We talked about progressive enhancement, which I don't think it needs a full day. We can talk about VI being a text editor versus a cell extension. So let me just cover that really quick. Okay, so a text editor is something that just changes text. That's what VI is, right? So what are some other text editors? Ed and a bunch of other ones. It's not an IDE. So an IDE is an individual development environment, and the class of terminal-based IDEs would include Emacs and NeoVim, in my opinion, and a really tricked out Vim, like a Vim that you can actually make Vim, combine it with Tmux, and then get an IDE. So I just want you guys to know the difference when we go into these two. But most importantly, I want you to know that the way that I'm going to introduce you to the vimrc is going to assume you're going to keep VI as a text editor that happens to have some bells and whistles that most text editors don't. But it's not truly fully an IDE. Yes, it will have syntax highlighting, which is something an IDE would have, but it's not going to have, some of the other stuff that you might expect from an IDE. And the reason for that is because you don't need it, frankly. We've already talked about this before, but if you've properly integrated VI with the shell, and VI is just another shell tool, and you can do things inline that I've demonstrated over and over again about how to just run stuff in place and how to manage a snippets correct directory and all that. In fact, one of the days that we're going to do here is create a snippets tool. I don't know that these need to be days. I'm going to separate those out for now. So create snippets tool. So we're going to do a very, very simple shell script, and we're going to make a snippets tool. You can make it in Go later if you want. And we'll talk about what that means and why you can integrate the shell with that. We're going to do some, so the rest of the day today is going to be Vim configuration, and we're going to go through it as far as we can, and I'll come up with whatever the title ends up to be for the day after we get done, because I don't know how much of it we're going to be able to get through, but we probably can get through all of the exrc stuff today, and I'll get into what that talks about. Okay, so we'll do. I'm going to say, how about this? We'll just say it all started with X. Actually, I'll start with Ed. It all started with, Ed slash, which then kind of became X, which is a complicated history that I don't want to get into right now. But so we're gonna start with that, and I actually want to do that on our container. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Let's go fire up our containers. Our boost containers. If you don't know how to do this or you haven't done it, you need to pause and go back and watch the videos on how to do this. But we're going to do docker start -AI boost, which is the boost container that we built together, and it's got all of our customizations in it. Get out of that. Okay, so su-me is the account we created. All of that was covered in previous days, and now I have this thing, right? So we should have a scripts directory too, so I can even cd into that, cd into .local /bin for my scripts directory. We can look at our hello, and we see we've got, this is the base Vim, which we already installed. So if you haven't got vi installed on your container already, remember how to do that, right? Just a bunch of review. Does anybody know how? Anybody want to tell everyone else how that we do, how do we install stuff on our container? Remember? So in this case, it would be what? It would be sudo. We already set up no password for sudo in our container, which is perfectly acceptable in this case. So sudo apt install vim. And that will go ahead and get it, say, okay, I already got it, right? That includes Vim Tutor, by the way. So if you don't know Vim, we're not going to be covering how to use Vim. That we already covered. And if you don't know how to do that, go back and watch the day on that. And then remember that it's the Vim Tutor that you're going to be doing. Now, I talk a lot. I'm going to avoid that conversation. There's a lot of problems with the Vim Tutor because it doesn't cover everything. It doesn't cover macros. It's just got a lot of little quirks in it that I would like to redo, and it's one of the many things. If somebody wants to help me do that, I want to redo that. Yeah, I do not like Vim Tutor at all. It's got serious problems. For example, it doesn't cover capital C at all. It doesn't cover one of the other ones too. It's just downright wrong in several places, and it omits things that it should have. There's been several opportunities to fix this, and Brom continues to say no, and that's why NeoVim became a thing. So I'm going to make a Vim trainer. I actually started one once upon a time ago that would actually interactively teach you through these things, but that's not for today. I'm going to keep myself off of that for today. So that's how you install Vim if you don't have it. Now, the other thing I want you to install right away, though, is something called nvim. And so I'm going to put this in my notes because I want to have it here. So what are we on? Day 32. I'm going to do this fast. Don't worry. So day 33. So day 33, we're going to say customized Vim. So actually, no, let's say start with VI configuration. Okay, so, and why did I say start with VI configuration? So understand the history of Vim. We already talked about that. Know the history. Let's see. Let's say this. Install Vim into Boost container if you haven't done that yet. Then what? Then we're going to install nvim, nvi into your Boost container, not neovim or nvim or whatever. What is it? I think it's nvim, right? That's not okay. Know the history of ed x and vi and vim. All right, so I'm going to put it here. NVI and Vim. Maybe that'll help you out. How much time I got? I should start my Pomo over again. You guys are going to get a bonus one today because I don't know my time. Pomo start. I've already done giving me like 10 minutes. So this will be a longer one. We're going to need it though. All right, so Yeah, that's when we'll be done. We'll be done in 45 minutes. Yay, more vim. It's Friday. What do you think? So what a great day, by the way, to do this, right? So so if you got that installed, if you got NVI installed, everybody got that? App install NVI. I think I already got mine installed. And it doesn't exist. Oh, duh. I feel stupid. This is the thing about Loosey Goosey. You get to see me make all these awesome mistakes. And yes, I'm going to do it. There it is. Nope. Can't install it. I don't even know how to install NeoVim. How do you... I mean, I already have installed it and looked at it all. That's why I can faithfully say I tried it. All right. And again, you're your own person. Make your own decisions. But, oh my God, look how bloated this thing is. Did you know NeoVim is alpha software? I'm going to save it. I told you I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. All right. So do we have Ed on here? I don't even think we have Ed. Do we have which Ed? We should learn Ed. That would be a bonus. Oh, maybe I'll do it on Saturday. On Saturday, I would say stumble through learning Ed with RWX Rob. I love Ed. I just don't know it. There's a lot of reasons to use it. We're going to talk about that. We don't have one though. I'm going to install it right now. Yeah. People make jokes all the time. So even if you don't know about Ed, damn it. You know what? I don't think I have to search that. I think I can do a query. Let's do it. Apt. What is it? Query or search? I don't think I need it for the search though. Corner. I don't think so. I think I can do my search for Ed. Everybody know it? You guys are going to get it before me. And it looked like through everything. It's like, no. But like, watch how many it's going to have like 10,000 matches. How do I install Ed, the editor? App show Ed, you think? I wonder if it's on there already. I bet it is. Minecraft world, what the hell? I tried that already. I tried it. It said no. Was it because I had no sudo? Please tell me that's not true. Oh my God. All right, thank you. Thank you. This is why I have you here. Pair programming with a whole crowd. Okay, so there we go. So Ed, I failed. We have Ed and yeah, sudo. Shh, I didn't really do that. This is a rated G stream. Okay, so let me out. I was trying to run Ed. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like lots of fun stuff there. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about the history of this, and it's gonna be the fastest history you've ever heard. Famous last words. RWX famous last words. Ed was the first editor. The end. Okay, it was a line-based editor. I can't even demonstrate it to you because I don't know it, and I'll make an absolute fool of myself. And I'd rather not take your time right now. Maybe on the weekend I'll have a special watch RWX Rob fail at Ed. You should learn it. Everybody should learn it, and it's an ongoing joke, an ongoing cultural joke that the one true editor on planet Earth is Ed. Pike loves to say that all the time. Rob Pike may go one of the three. He may go with Ressimer and Thompson. And then along comes X. X was another command line E kind of thing. I don't know the exact history, but it's sort of better than Ed. And then came VI. And VI literally stands for the visual mode of X. And X is still in your editor. In fact, if you're using, this is what I wanted to really show you. So if you are using NVI, you see what it said there? You see what it says? It's like, you can't do any of that stuff. I don't know what you're doing. So the reason I had you install NVI is because NVI is the bug for bug exact equivalent with the original Unix VI, which started way before Linux was even a thought. And so learning it, and understanding it at least, is really important because that's going to build into other things. But here's some fun facts and trivia for that. I'm not telling you to go set up an exrc, but you should at least know what the original stuff was. All right. So if you go into my, in fact, I don't think I have one. Yeah, I don't have one. Here we go. So back when you did NVI, so this is what you get. In fact, this is a little bit misleading because you don't even get that stuff usually. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is it, right? This is all you get. If you want line numbers, you need to turn them on. And so to set line numbers. So all of this, anytime you push colon, okay, colon is an X command. And people will call it that. They'll call it an X command. Now, I'm just going to have to call it out. One of the first ways that Vim and NeoVim have really screwed up everybody is they have created a syntax on this by typing colon that has nothing to do with the original X editor. And they've added a lot of stuff in there that's not compatible. And so you'll start to use things that just will not work with VI or with X and any of that, and they don't think it's a problem as long as you're going to always use that. Problem is you're not always going to have that. You're going to be able to have the option. So you should at least progressively learn the first tool and then keep going. I talk about that a lot. So what's one of the commands? So one of them is, yeah, I wonder if smile is supported. Nope, it's not. Okay, well, there you go. So like one of the ones would be, so this is where you would set like line numbers and stuff, but you can still do like this is how people used to do, like, you know, comments and stuff, right? So you could do this. So even my beloved wildcards don't work. It's not. I just did it. It's supported in Vim, but not in NVI. For some reason, I don't know. So here's an example. So I would do. Look, I'm not going to teach you all of X tonight. I just want you to see why and what it is. So every time you try to send something, like I want to send this line, so colon dot is the current line at 2 dot plus 1, which means this line and the line after it. Yeah, and so then I'm going to send those lines to this X command. So this is what I'm doing right now on the command line is X. This is how you can actually run these things from the command line. Ed's the same way, a little bit different, but. And so you can say, and this is where your basic regular expressions come in. We talked about regular expressions at length and the problem between basic and extended and you know, PCRE, Perl regular expressions. And this is one of those opportunities. So, and if you remember that, you remember the caret means the beginning of what? So back in the day, this is how you would comment something because you didn't have anything else. Either this or you would do a filter and you would do slash and then you'd say, okay, I want to put a hashtag there and then a space. Right, and you can put a slash here, but you don't need it. You see people do this all the time in chat and things like that, and this is what it's coming from. It's just their replacement for all of this stuff. You put G there, that would mean do it more than one time, but in this case, we only need one replacement. And so we're going to push enter here. I can't answer those questions on YouTube yet. We're still talking about Vim today, but keep them posted. So please ask your questions in the Discord too for next week, so I can answer them during AMA. That'd be good. So when I push enter here, you'll see what it does. It replaces the line with its output. That's X, and VI comes from. In fact, inevitably you're going to get stuck in X mode on accident. And I don't even know the keystrokes. Does anybody know? I always do it on accident. I get stuck in X mode, and you can't do anything. You're like locked into the colon down at the bottom, and you can't do anything. And I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to start it. I don't ever do it, but I do it on accident all the time. But if you ever have that happen, the way to get out of that is to type VI, and then that will take you into VI mode or visual mode of the X editor. And all of this background is to help you understand why that the main original configuration file is called exrc. So like if you're on a system that just has VI, which is very rare today. I mean, anybody ever, is it Shift Q? You guys are all about Shift Q. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm in X mode. All right. So this is a lot like what Ed would do and X would do. So like if you want to add something, there's a command to add something to that last line. I don't know it, but there's a command to do that. But like mostly the time when you get here, you're like, oh, help me, I want to get out. VI mode. You turn VI mode back on, it puts you back in visual mode. Why is it important to learn ed and X? We're going to do a whole thing on it. The reason it's important to learn ed and X is because, as any of the hackers will tell you, if you get a reverse proxy on a system, the chances of it having a full TTY, that means having full support for a terminal with visual mode, is rare. And so a lot of times that means you're going to be using line editors, and the key line editors are ed and X and those things. In fact, some people, I was talking to one security person that says they're thinking about taking ed out so people cannot edit files. And that's where sed comes from, by the way. So sed is, the most common thing you would do with ed, which is, replace lines and do, in-place substitutions. And so they made a command just for that. And that's what sed, that's where sed came from. So this is, hopefully it gives you some context for all this different stuff and where it comes from. And then we can go learn that. I'm going to go ahead and exit without that. Now, the really crazy thing here, so is that now obviously we're trying to configure VI here, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to start by getting our X to work. We're going to trick out our X first, and then we're going to rename the file to vimrc so that you can have the starting configuration that would work with X anywhere. All right, so let's go look at that. I actually have put this at the top. I'm gonna cheat and look at my notes here. So at the beginning, yeah, binary stream. That's a great question. You're gonna have to ask it. We already passed AMA time, so we're in the middle of a Vim video, but happy to answer that question. Make sure you get that in the Discord, please, and we'll ask it during. You can ask it. I'll answer during AMA time next week, if not later tonight. Okay, so. So here we go. We've got, in fact, I'm going to, no offense, people, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, if that's okay. I got to stay focused here. I'm not going to make it through it. So what I've done in my vimrc is added this stuff. So for right now, let's just focus on the stuff in here, okay? As you can see, there's not very many things to memorize. This is it. These are the only things that you could set in VI when it first came out. And so let's do that with NVI just for grins. I know people think this is crazy, but I'm telling you, it's progressive. It's progressive. We're going to add on. Don't worry. And if you want your NeoVim, fine. Let's just get there progressively so you can understand all of the advantages that come and disadvantages along the way. So, and then you won't be, caught off guard when you're forced to use any of these systems, whether you hack into it or not. So we're going to create a file called .exrc in our home. And, in the old days, everything was inside of, home, and it was all dot files. There was no local config or any of that other, open desktop stuff we've talked about in the past. So we need to put some stuff here. Well, so all of these configuration things are things that can be set from the command line, by the way. So we're going to do set NU, all right? They have shortcuts. That set turns on your numbers. See that? So now I have numbers, right? So this is part of the syntax of everything we type in down here is also part of the syntax of Vim later. And actually one of the biggest advantages of Vim script, despite how hairy and horrible it is that it is 100% compatible with stuff that you would type from the colon prompt. And that's one reason to not divert from it and try to use yet another syntax for that. Because you don't want, it's the same reason that you don't want extra plugins in your Vim and just you want to, make shell script filters because they integrate the shell. It's integrating what's already there. It's progressively adding on what's there. It's not throwing it out and forcing you to learn something new. The escape mode with escape. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we've got a colon here. So I can do set no new, right? Now so this is another thing. I don't know, colon help. I don't use help very much. I really don't. I go looking up on the internet or something. But if you want to do help NU, it should show you. There you go. So help NU, it shows you what it is. You can navigate around. This has got all of the VI stuff. This is, oh wait, this is not the right thing. What? Wait a second. Did I just do VI? I did. No wonder. I don't think it has help. No file read in yet. Error messages not turned on. Operation not permitted. I'm failing big time. All right, so let's see here. I don't think there's help in the actual VI. I mean, I think that was something Vim brought to it. Yeah, there's no help. It gives you usage. It gives you usage statement. Okay. All righty. All right. Let's do help. help. To see a list of VI commands, press :VI usage. Okay. List of X commands. Oh, I've never done that. X usage. Never done it. Wow. Look at this. Wow. Where have you been all my life? And this Perl is, by the way, Perl is built into VI, the original. NeoVim ripped it out. Yeah. Okay. Visual mode. There we go. Man, that's cool. I've never seen that. I may have seen it and forgotten, to be fair. That's cool. What does the tilde do? Okay, how about this? What is the, do you know about this? The exclamation point that drops you into a subshell. It's supposed to. It doesn't. I know it. No, that doesn't. That just gets you to the line, I think. Anyway, lots of fun stuff for there you learn. I don't even know it all, but it's a good way to start. And we're going to go back to configuration settings. So let's do help number. I want to see if that actually works. Nope. This is great. I love this. You cannot look it up. It's like the list of VI commands. Ooh, okay. VI usage. Whoa, what's this? I have never seen this before. Hey, Colonel, we're doing Vim configuration, starting with X configuration. Hey, Mohammed on YouTube. So Bang doesn't work. No, you know why? Because it's the original. Again, why are we using? We're using NVI. This is not Vim. This is the original VI, like bug for bug compatible. All right, so let's do it. NVI tilde exrc, right? And it's giving me the file and everything. But I just found out about VI. What was it? So help. This is great. This is really great. And no, double bang doesn't work. Double bang works, but it's not what you think, right? Yeah, it's not what you think. You can do colon Q, you can do quick Q exclamation point, yeah, for sure. But the point I'm trying to make here, I'm not trying to escape. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to look up these other ways of looking up help, which are really cool to me. Because I want to show you all the different, the VI usage gives you the list of things that you can set, I'm pretty sure. So let's try that. Press any key for more X commands or colon. Okay, let's do VI usage. All right, so scroll up to screens. I didn't know those were VI commands. Switch to previous fob. Did not know that was a thing either. Huh. Filter commands to motion. That's interesting. This is really great. I'm sorry I did not know about this before. I'm really glad we just discovered this. In fact, I'm going to put this in my write up so I can remember if I can get there. I really want to do this. Was it VI usage? Yeah, I mean, because that's got all the commands right there, like nice and easily listed. Search backwards. These are all VI commands, though. You know, move it to the end of the line. They're all summarized there, though. I've never seen that before. I've always had to go out to a cheat sheet or something for that. It's actually right there. So anybody know if this is available in Vim? This is fun. I like this. So let's try it. So VI usage. Oh my gosh, it's been there the whole time. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Where have you been all of my life? There's your double bang, Cortimer. Yeah, or devlet X. So here's all your commands for VI. That's cool. I did not know that. I feel foolish that I did not know this. Anyway, so talk about, there's your cheat sheet right there. Your cheat sheet's right there. It's been there the whole time. You don't need no stinking, you can print one out, right? And do that way. All right, let's get back to the exrc values. That's what I was trying to get to. All right, so what I was trying to look for in there is the possible advantages, what you can actually put as the variables. And I'm trying to figure out how you would even look them up. That's what I'm trying to show you. I'd look them up on the internet. Yeah. Advice 1, no VI usage exists. Exactly. So, because why? Because you don't have to go out of the system to get your help, right? You can just stay there. So let's try this. Man NVI. I want to see where it tells us about the different things. The VI program is freely distributable. VI is a screen-oriented editor. X is a line-oriented text editor. X and VI are different interfaces for the same program. which I love. They're actually, it's a multi-call binary, which means if you call it with as named VI, it does something different than when you call it with the word X, which I've done a lot with the command box lately. BusyBox, if you know it, is a multi-call binary as well. The manual page is one of the provided by the Next and Next and NVI versions. NVI are intended for bug compatible replacements of the original 4th Berkeley software distro for BSD X NVI. As I've heard, anybody can confirm this, but this is apparently the standard editor on BSD. So if you are a closet BSD fan like I am, I really love BSD, then this is one thing that you want to learn. You want to learn this first, and then learn VI, vim, neovim, whatever. Okay, so I'm still looking for the configuration settings to give you something to show about that. I need to learn C tags. I've been meaning to learn that for years. We'll talk about that another day. It's a way to help you with your editing when you're working with programs. And that's a real layman's explanation. So fast startup. Okay. How to minimize your startup. All right. We're reading the minute. There's how you navigate. There's how you get around. YY. Hey, look at that. All this great stuff. Carriage return. So this was man space NVI, just to get all this basics. Another reason I think you should learn NVI first is the amount of options here is so less that you'll get to the heart of what you need to learn first. And then you won't be bogged down with too many of the other options. And then you can add the options in. Okay, VI commands. Here we go. Control B, Control A. That's all in the text already. We don't need to see that. Excuse me. That's the naan. My wife made some great naan. Can count. This is fantastic. This is just a man page. Man NVI. I'm trying to find. Oh, there's all the X commands too. Awesome. I'm trying to find the configuration settings. So I don't see them currently. Display usage for a VI command. Ooh, that's different. I didn't know about that one. Set options. Okay, here we go. Here's the options. This is what I wanted to help you find. All right. These are the options you need to learn first. Then add in the Vim options, then add in the neovim options. Okay, so if it's like, we're going to learn these. For some of these I don't have. So one of them right away that I know that I want is like auto indent. I know I want that. Display the current line automatically. Ooh, I didn't know about that one. Did I have that one in mind? I'm going to put it in there. All right, so hopefully at this point you have your exrc open. And I'm going to have to make another connection over here because wait, I'm going to have to connect to my other existing one. Can I do that? Yeah. Okay, so I can have two connections going on. I could, well, let's see. I need a screen multiplexer. I don't want to teach you that yet, but that's coming. I promise you. Hey, Master Lich. Yeah, you totally can. So as far as I know, you can use C tags with VI. So Docker exec it, and then I need boost bash. So I'm connecting to the same terminal from another place. I know that seems weird, but over here, so you can do that. You can have another terminal open. Right now you haven't learned how to do tmux and stuff, but if you open a new terminal, you can have two terminals, one open and there for the reading and then one for the practice. Okay. So we've got this thing going on and I can go back and forth here. So let's start adding stuff to our exrc. So these are all things that you can type from the command line. So the obvious one is line numbers. So like set number, right? That gives you line numbers. If NU is a shortcut. So in here though, let's use the long form just so we don't remember what it is. Okay. If you want to, you can say activate line numbering because you might not remember it later. By the way, quotes are double quotes. Double quotes are comments. Strange, I know, but that's what it is. So you can say, set line, let's see, activate line numbering. You could probably figure that out, but you might not. So, I mean, it might help the next person looking at your thing, right? So now what? Now if you save that and go out and then I go back in, I need to put my keys back on. Sorry, my keys have been off this whole time. So now when we do it, we can pull it back in. We got that going on, right? Now, there's a bunch of other things that you might think are rather obvious. I think it's interesting that this one actually came with this on. You normally don't get that. Normally you have to turn that on. So I don't know why it's doing that. That you're supposed to do the ruler. You want to turn the ruler on. And for some reason, the ruler here is on by default, which I know is not the default. This has got to be, I think it might be an Ubuntu thing. So if we do, so let me prove it to you. So if I run BusyBox, and I do VI over here, this is BusyBox. You see that? There's nothing there. Nothing there. All right. And if I do, this is BusyBox. So the BusyBox has a version of VI that's even more minimal than NVI. And BusyBox is used in containers a lot. So, so let's see here. I wonder if it takes exrc. I don't know. I'm gonna try. So, set number. All right. So set that show VI. You know about this one in our history. You can't set that show VI in BusyBox. I forgot about that. I'm making my own shell in my command box, so I can set VI just for that one thing. I didn't get numbers. Okay, so it doesn't read exrc. There are a lot of like really significant differences between the BusyBox VI and the actual AT&T VI original, and I'm starting to I keep uncovering them. That's one of them. This one apparently wants to see a vimrc. Maybe it doesn't. Oh, maybe it doesn't even read it. Should we see? I mean, this is some spelunking going on. Set number. It doesn't even have a number option. Talk about minimal. I rest my case. If you want to edit a file in BusyBox, which you probably wouldn't want to do, but if you had to, sometimes you do. You don't even get line numbers. You can't even read a vimrc file. Wait, set ruler. No. Oh, I turned the ruler on. Okay, that's good. It has its own version of a ruler down at the bottom. All right, well, that's good. That's all I wanted to try with that. So enough BusyBox today. BusyBox is a single binary that actually has a whole bunch of stuff built into it. And it's kind of like a whole OS. So ruler's another one, and we're running out of time, so I'm going to go fast on some of the other ones. I'm going to do my favorites. Okay, so it's really funny. After you've been away from Vim for a while, like with syntax colors and everything, and you go back and you're like, oh my God, this is so awesome. And I get it. I totally am on board with that. Even though Rob Pike called it juvenile. Editors with color are juvenile. It's his exact quote. So there you go. Turn the column positioning on. Let's just throw the other ones in there. Autowrite files when changing when multiple files are open. Probably a good idea if you want that. I don't know if you want it or not. Show mode. This is super important. So I don't know if you saw, but BusyBox doesn't have it. I don't think BusyBox has it. I don't. Set was it show what? Damn it. It's show mode, right? Show mode. That's not the one. Show mode. Nope. Set show mode. Why can't I type today? All right. I mean, let's just agree that BusyBox VI is not VI. It's not. It's some like weird thing that's anyway. So that's totally fine with me. It's totally fine with me. Here's all the stuff you can put in there. Skip leading comments in shell. Yes. You can put all those things in there. Looking fresh. How's it going? And what else can we put in there? You can put all the things you want. Ooh, wait a second. I didn't know you could put cd path in there. The directory paths used as path prefix for the cd command. Environment variable, cd path, or current directory. I already have cd path built in. That's interesting that they would put it in VI too. So, wow, that means VI is aware of the cd path. That's the first time I learned that. Beautify, discard control characters, set control character colon, command line history, columns, set the number of columns in the screen to 80. Auto write, auto print. Man, there's a lot more options than I thought here. I'm glad we found these. I've been wanting to look for these for a long time. So how do we find them? So man nvi. I put that in my notes, my show notes or whatever. Man nvi for list of compatible options. And what was it under? Let's go back. It's not it. Which one was it? 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. Did I lose my place? I think I did. Where am I? All right. So, yeah, I did. Man NVI. I did. I lost my options. Or did I? Damn it. I did. I lost them. I got rid of them. Oh, no, there they are. The whole time they were there. Okay. So, number one, there they are. Okay, so error bells, exrc. Read the startup file in the local directory. Look at this. You can turn it on and off. I didn't know you could turn it off. Why would you? Yeah, I guess these are probably other things that you can actually send from the command line as well. Ignore case, lines. I wonder if these are things you can just send in the command line as well. There we go. Number. So there's number. So proceed each line. So that's probably worth mentioning. You can do all of these things from the command line when you start up VI. You don't have to put them in a file. But if you put them in a file, then you get to use them, right? So back to that option. VI tilde.xrc. And so we have line numbers on. Now we have rulers on. What's the other one? Permit messages from others. Oh, this is cool. Back in the day when you could multi-message somebody from multi-user system. Octal display unknown characters as octal numbers. Did not know that was the thing. Path to find additional directories to search paths file being edited. Print characters. This is a lot of stuff that I did not know you could put in there. I've never used all this stuff though. So I'm just going to put my stuff in there. I'll let you guys read it and know about it. Ruler, I told you. Ruler is the thing that gives you the columns, left or right and all of that. You can actually, the scrolling stuff, you can actually pass on a command line. You can jump down in a file to a certain number or something. There's a bunch of things you can do. Like when you start scripting, remember I told you about using exec with VI from a shell script? You can do exec VI thing and the shell script will hand over control to VI and it'll set you up at that spot, that exact spot. So I used to use this in my blog and stuff because I would write a whole markdown title at the top of the blog, and then I would open VI on the third line underneath it by using some of the stuff that you can send to VI. And so just consider that amount of automation you can do just with the shell and VI, not using any other plugin. Secure, blah, blah, blah. Shell meta. That's interesting. Didn't know about that one. I'm fascinated by this because there's a lot of these other ones that I don't ever use. Show mode is one that you do need to open. Show mode. And slow open is off. Display updating, delay display updating during text input. Not yet implemented. That must be, and some of this stuff must be NVI specific because I don't remember seeing it. Anyway, this is interesting. Timeout, teal verbose, terse, window, warn, wrap element, wrap margin. Yeah, all right. So that's enough. I'm going to go ahead and just use the ones that I have been using for years. And they are right here, aren't they? Yeah. So auto indent, you probably want auto indent. Why? Did I kill my thing again? I did, didn't I? Maybe I didn't. I did. I don't know. This is just going to be good practice for you to see me doing it all the time. Wait, is he still running? How come my thing is not right? Where did he go? Did I zoom it out? I don't know what's up. I know. Okay, here we go. I feel like I have something else open and I don't know what's going on with that. Do you want to look for reverse change? Buffer was changed to Vim as well. Yeah. All right. So there we go. Yes. Yes, right. You guys ever get that one too? This is what I guess what I get for doing this while I'm live. I gotta just. I think these are both. Yeah. All right. So. Docker. Attach boost. I boost. Isn't that running? There it is. Must have ended my thing. All right. So we're doing exrc still. So number auto indent. Auto indent is like when you write something, it'll automatically push it over. You don't really need it yet, but you could probably put it in there now if you wanted to. Auto write is kind of cool. That will, if you have two files open, a lot of people might not know you can do this. Let me give an example of this. So vi hello and something. And so you can have these two files open, right? And to go between the files is n, right? This must be the file something, but I can't tell why, because my ruler's not on. So set ruler, I think it is. We're gonna find out. If you don't have that on, I think it's Control L. What is the one that gives you your info, guys? Do you guys remember? I don't know. Let's go look at VI usage. I never need this because there's so much stuff displaying on your screen usually that you don't have to have something give you information about what the file name is and everything. But I can't see it, so I'm going to go look it up. There is actually a. I don't want to turn macros on. What am I? How do I even have macros? I'm not supposed to have macros. Wait, what's going on? Did I do VI again? Ugh. NVI. All right, so there we go. So now we have line numbers on. See how it started up? And look at how far over it pushes them. I didn't choose that. You also can't change these little empty lines. You can't do anything with that. That's just the way it is. All right, so, and no color or anything. So if I want to update the next thing, I push N and it will go to the next thing, right? Something. But I can't tell what file is, and I forgot how to tell what file is. Set ruler. Nope, there's ruler. There's is it I'm trying to do the NVI one. It's not status. What is it? Status? Damn it. How about this? Set all. How about that? Oh my gosh. All right, so let's see. So set no mode line. We want a mode line, right? Oh, wait. Let's do set mode. Set mode's not even on. It's not. Set mode. No. I never. What? Set all. I'm telling you, this is good for me too. No mode line. Okay, we got ruler. That's on. Which is the one that show mode? Right, there we go. So set show mode. There. So now, let's see. It's still not showing me. Oh, you lied to me. NVI lied to me. So yeah, it's not showing me the it's not showing me the thing. I don't know. But if you do N colon, then it will move to the next thing. And you can if you colon capital N, it will go back to the previous one. If it at least it's supposed to. I guess not. That must be a vimism too. Wow, that's super interesting. So that setting I had though, that was what was letting me save. So if you go like this, like if you don't save something, it'll yell at you. This is not turned on. Fine. So if I do this, like if I change this to put echo blah, and I don't save it. Did I save it? Please tell me I didn't save it. So this asterisk down here means you're not saved. Now if I do colon N to get next, it'll yell at you. Say sorry, you can't do it. Now there's a fast way to do this. You go colon WN, and that will save it and move forward. Something unmodified line 1, 48 characters. It doesn't look like you can do it. Oh, that's so cool. Wait, this is gonna be cool. Oh, it did it. Okay. So yeah, NVI, one more file to edit, and you can't get out until you want to do that. If you want to get out of this, you do :q exclamation. So I don't know how much time you're going to be editing files, but if you do, the WN might help you. So that was a part of the XRC stuff, and all the stuff you might want to put in there. So what else have we got? We've got, so auto indent, you're going to want that when you start doing coding, and you want it to, when it knows about the syntax, it's going to want to kind of bump stuff over for you. It will try to keep stuff indented at the place that you're at. So let me try show you an example of that. I don't even know if it's going to work with foo, because it might have to have, by the way, see that tab stop? Yeah, you can't set that with anything in vim either. So let's see. This is a line enter. See, it didn't auto thing. It didn't auto indent. And I don't know if that's usually dependent on the syntax of the file. So I think that might, I know that works with vim. So I don't, and it's also something apparently you can set in vim. Auto write number, activate line numbers. We did that. We did the ruler for formatting. We did the show mode. The show mode is the thing that shows you insert down the bottom. We did tab stops. I think tab stops probably one of the first things we need to put in there, right? Because, oh my gosh, let's do tab stop. So set tab stop equals 2. Some people like 4. That's up to you. So let's do this. Hello, Pat. Now, there's this. Now, if you set list, this is going to show you. Now, see how you see this? This is what I'm used to seeing. This is what I saw for years. People have tricked out their list characters so much that it's, it's cooler looking. You get little arrows and stuff, but this is what you're originally going to see. The dollars being the end of line. This is where you see you got a blank line, blank message, a blank space at the end. And then you have this guy, and that is your tabs. That's like actual tabs, right? I don't remember if expand tab is supported. We're about to find out. I don't think it is. Set expand tab. Ooh, it might be supported. We're going to find out to follow the cursor. That's a different thing. That's a Vim thing. We're going to get there, I promise. So this here, I'm super curious to see if nvim is going to support this. Because if it does, I know that the other VI doesn't. Okay, so watch set list. This is one of the most important things you're ever going to put in a program. Yeah, it does. That's really good. That's good to know. I didn't realize that that was an nvim thing. Oh, we know the BusyBox one doesn't have it. I'm going to have to elevate that in permissions in my vimrc because it looks like it is supported in here. I must have been getting some bad information. Some of this stuff wasn't supported. Now I know for sure because I was able to look it up. So either NVI is doing more things than VI did originally, which is possible, or BusyBox totally messed up. Like list characters, I know is not a thing. We're going to get into this stuff here that's talking about the Vim specific things. So I kind of wanted today to be mostly about, let's at least learn the VI things, which best chance you have of learning that is reading about NVI and using NVI first and getting those configurations to work first, and then adding stuff out. So expand tab, we just found out, expand tab is actually supported in NVI. I thought it wasn't, so I'm going to put it down here. So expand tab, replace tabs with spaces. I have a feeling that text with this will return line numbers like pandoc, and like if you go too far off, there's your numbers for you, Kung Fu Mi. It's no relative numbers. Now I seriously doubt that this has relative numbers. Relnum set. Let's do set all and see if it has it. Does it have it? Wait, does it have it? No relnum. Wow, I don't remember VI having that many options. Something's not right here. I think NVI is sort of lying to us. Oh, it's because I use VI. Duh. I'm such an idiot. Because I type it all the time. That's why. I bet you there's no expansions. Watch. I'm going to be disappointed here. I have a feeling. Watch. Tab. It was a tab. So I was wrong. This here is not expand tab, is a vimism. So that goes down here. So it goes back because I started VI instead of NVI. So just know that. And I guarantee you, if you get stuck on an AIX or Solarix boss, like you don't think it's going to happen to you, go ask Zorchenheimer how he got thrown into having to use V, he called it, because he had to take over some systems from some other guys. He's one of the Twitch streamers. Love him to death. But he will tell you, you just never know where you're going to get thrown into having to know VI. And this is exactly one of those cases. Hadoop cluster on-prem has made to buy support. That's a great AMA question. We're in the middle of wrapping up this VI video, and then we'll maybe answer some of those questions. That's set relative number, but it doesn't exist. So do you see it existing here? Set all. Here's all the options you get. So if you want to set, so this is the end of this video. All right. The end of this video is this. 1, get NVI on your thing for today. We're going to do Vim. Don't worry. Progressively. We're going to progressive enhance. At least understand ed and X. Maybe read about the history if you care to. Okay. That's your homework. Then get NVI on your system, on your boost system, and get in there and do 2 commands from in there. Do :set all, what I just did, :set all. This is all of the options that you have. And one at a time, try each of these options and put it in a file called exrc, .xrc in your home directory. This is all going to be in the boost notes. So do .xrc in there, okay? And try each one. No Lisp. Oh my God. I've never seen that. Okay, try them all out. Learn about them, read about them. Also try, if you want a VI, refresher from when you learned it before, do :vi usage, :vi usage, and if you really want to go the extra mile, do X usage and learn about all these X commands and spend your time mastering NVI. Okay, you should already have VI knowledge, but now you're learning these things. Why? Because you want to be able to know what options to put in your .xrc for today. Okay, and tomorrow we're going to move to Vim. We're going to be doing VI. Actually, we're going to go to viirc, which is also VI. The truth of the matter is that VI has always used XRC. Always. It's always called it because VI and X are the same program. They're literally the same program. So we're going to leave XRC tomorrow. We're going to use vimrc, and then we'll start talking about things like relnum. Everybody likes to debate about whether to use relnum or not. It's not a thing in NVI. So please make sure that you understand all of these options. Limited number of options are for VI. Understand them, know them, love them, put them in your XRC. And then if you want to, tomorrow, you can move that XRC over to a vimrc, and you just have to put comments around it. And then you know that this part of this file works in VI and NVI anywhere. And then you won't end up integrating or messing up your configuration file and end up having stuff in there. So inevitably if you're at some day, you're going to be stuck on a system that's not going to have configuration for VI, and you're going to I don't know what to do. I can't even see what line I'm on or anything. And you can take those configurations and you can just use those, cut and paste them into something on the system if you want, or just refresh your memory of which things are there, and then do : whatever from your remote, your local system, so you're on a remote system. And so that way you've got the knowledge already about VI, base VI, and then you can progressively add on top of that all your vimisms that are going to come later. But just like we went from POSIX shell to bash, you'll be able to identify a bashism like case management with parameter expansion. And you'll or double brackets or a bashism, right? You won't be constantly asking yourself, can I use this? And is it safe? And shell, that's a really big deal. VI, not so much, but in shell, it's a big idea to learn progressively and build on top of the skills and layer extra knowledge on top. That's all I had for today. So, And no exrc. I think that means that you like force it to not even load exrc ever. That's the thing about these options, is that you can also do these options from the command line. So if you wanted really securely to open a VI session that did not load an exrc, that's one of the possibilities that you would use for that. Wow, look at this one. No ed compatibility. I had no idea. And maybe on the weekend I'll do an ed video. Who knows? I mean, I really love it. I want to learn a lot. And I appreciate all our friends on YouTube, all our friends on Twitch. And I'm gonna cut it short. You know what to do. Do the like and subscribe and sub. If you've got the Amazon Prime, give it to me if you want. If not, just spread the word, honestly, and help me out. And I mean, in terms of like doing the coding, fixing my errors, sending an error. If you see something wrong in the boost, open a ticket on it. Say, hey, that's not correct. We need to fix it. Thanks a lot. Bye. I wonder. Oh, good old Tilde, her carrot eye. We'll be back.